Howdy folks, Bairdos here with July's login campaign breakdown. There's a salute, don't know why my pinky decided to take a while to press there, but hey, let's crack on. Like last month, I'll go through each section explaining what's on offer and giving my opinions on it, what makes the most money on Bismarck and most likely the other servers as well, and what I'll be spending my points on. So let's get cracking. For our usual 10 points, it's the usual host of seals and crests, which actually have an extra use this month, as one of this month's campaigns is the additional seal battlefield spoils campaign. What that means is certain battlefields in the Kindred Crest and High Kindred Crest category are dropping items they don't normally drop. So there are some okay items in there, mainly for collectors, but some items worth spending some time trying to get. So rather than burning through all your supplies of seals, you can just chuck 10 login points at crests. That's how I would personally do it if that's what you were doing this month. As well as the usual crests, we've got the usual Cordial Invite, Martial Ball Invite, Training Grounds Key, Mercenary Camp Entry Slip, Flask of Pest Repellent, and the Athena Orb, each of which grants you access to a one-off battle purely for fun and or completionist's sake. We've got the same costume items as last month too, being the Cracked Nut and the Pungent Powder. And rounding out the 10-point category and joining the Seasoning Stone from last month are the Fossilised Fang and Bone, which are also used for the 95 cap fight. If memory serves correctly, they are used to create an item that renders the wee Tarutaru just no able to fight. He just runs around, so you can just smack him. Other than that, they don't have a whole lot of use though. And they also drop from anything 95 plus, I think it was. Now, on the 100-point category. As with last month, we have the same skirmish entry items of both the normal and alluvion variety. This MOG coupon IS1 can be turned into any tier 1 Faithful's piece or a tier 1 zone head. And there's also the Odamon items. The same bait from last month appears again, both pieces used for the Abisu fishing rod quest, that being the Drill Calamari and the Dwarf Pugol. Surprisingly, the Heartbeater appears for the second month running from this category. My feelings are the same as last month on this. The +1 sadly only gives normal cooking synthesis support, so unless you're a cook that only wants to craft for 8 minutes every real life day, or a collector of all things, this isn't really for you. Different from last month, we have salvage. Seems to be the theme of this month's login campaign. In the 100-point category, we have the level 15 feat drops needed for each set. So if you wanted to make a salvage gear set but don't want to go after the specific enemies in salvage for it, then this login campaign's for you. You can also get these plans, which dropped from Salvage 2, which was the 99 version. What they're used for is the Salvage +1 sets that they introduced, and also the alternate Salvage sets. Pretty sure it used the same gear sets, styles, sorry, but they had wildly different stats on them. Not very good anymore. Happy to be corrected on that, but I'm fairly sure none of them really have any use anymore. But those plans being the Primacy plans, Bloodshed plans, Ritualistic plans, Umbrage plans, and Tutelary plans. So, 300 points. What have we got here? Well, the bomb mount makes a return, so if you didn't get this at any point that has previously been available, now is your chance. And the rest of this grouping carries on with the salvage theme, and it's the level 25 feat for salvage sets. Nothing to see there really other than the mount if you don't have it. 500 contains its usual one item, this month being a new mount, as Zommet. Now if you've been to see, you know what a Zommet is. If you have not, dear God, it is scary looking. They are squishy, dead squishy. But their eyes and their mouth. If you've ever seen Hellboy, it's like the guy that's done all the surgeries to himself and his blood's effectively sand. It's kind of like what his face looks like, only on a fish-like thing. Yeah, just no really nice. But I recommend getting it and seeing it for yourself. Certainly I already have it on Jimmy Bonsai because, like I've said previously, I am a collector. And dear God, it was frightening. Right, enough of that. On to the 750 points. And what that sees is a continuation of the 3-part craft sets all available at once. Last month it was a galley kitchen, this month it is the orchestron. And the items required for that are the melodious plans, the timber case kit, and the musicianry kit. Guaranteed purchase for me this month, as I want one and recently spent a Bonanza rank 5 prize on sheet music for it. One good thing to note about this is these 3 items can be sent across characters on the same Play Online account. I looked into this earlier on for my own purposes, but also for this video. So you can spread the 750 point cost across multiple characters, rather than all 2,250 points on one, which is exactly what I'll be doing. The 3 different stage of Skirmish Armour Stone frayed sacks are back again. These Abundance, Mortality and Horror. What they'll do is they'll turn out 12 of the +1 stone for the specific Skirmish Armour sets that they're aligned with. Again, you can still make some decent sets with them, but you might be better off spending your time progressing to something else, like ambuscade sets. They've thrown in the Moat Cart Creole into this category for some reason. I never understand why it's worth the 750 points, but what it does is if you use it from your inventory, it turns into 12 Moat Carp. However, that's not really a very good use for it. The main use I'm aware of for it is it's used in a mob gardening quest. And really, if you don't need it for that, then there's no point in buying it. You can get it from your pond in your mod garden, but it took me forever to get one, so I can understand why you would spend the points on it if you were doing that quest. But if you're not, there is no need, considering how cheap moat carps are going for at the moment, because everyone is fishing them every week for the new anniversary quests. Yeah, you don't need them for anything else. The usual Beastly Shank, Honey Wine and Blue Pondweed pop items are available. these being used to pop Behemoth, Fafnir and Adamantoise respectively. And the final items are the more salvage sheet. This time it's the 35 level range. Right, now on to the 1000 point category. The Mog patio plans make their return from last month. Again, these allow you to turn your second floor into an outdoor looking area. It is pretty cool looking, if you're into that sort of thing. Caliber and facility rings are back again. Effectively like 3-use Echad and Trizek rings. Useful if you're going to have a long session of levelling or capacity point grinding. The same frayed sacks in this section from last month as well. These are for the Eshan armour sets. Good for augmenting them. And again, the same 2 waste picks are in this category as last month. The S-Elixir +1 and the refractive crystals. Honestly, avoid these unless you have nothing else to spend the points on, and skirmish items don't sell well on your server. It's crazy that these are in the 1000 point category, so there must be something else you can spend your points on. And again, rounding out this category, we have salvage gear, and it's the level 45 stuff. Forgot some of it was actually fairly good for level 45 gear sets. I mean, that's a pretty good level 45 War Paladin Dark and Dragoon set, or set of feet. Interesting. Anyway, and the final category only contains the 3 items this month, and it's the one variety, just the H&M pops. Chances are Savoury Shanks for King Behemoth are still selling pretty well on your server, so that'll be a pretty good pick money wise. Sweet Tea for Nidhogg, less likely, and Red Pondweed for Aspidoshalon, even less likely. So that is them. Now, recommendations. As with last month, if you need any of the items from the campaign, that's your best choice for what to grab. That's a no-brainer. If you don't need anything though, and money is your wish, it's a bad month for you. It comes down to the H&M pops or low tier skirmish pops if they do well on your server. Definitely a month where keeping 1500 points is a highly likely thing. I know I'm likely to be doing it. Myself, as I've said, I'll be getting the parts for the Orchestron for sure, so that's 2250 spent across 3 characters already. The rest, I'll be definitely getting the Zomet mount because I'm a collector, as I've previously said, and I will have all the mounts, all of them. Anything else will either go into the 1000 point frayed sacks for Isha mount armour augmenting, or just get left if we're at the 1500 point mark. Jimmy Bonsai has already bought his mount, so I'll double check that he does have the bomb mount. I'm pretty sure he does, and if so, the rest of his points will be spent on the previously mentioned poor money options. So that is it for this month's breakdown. Hope it helped you. Next month's will be up somewhat quicker than this month's was. I will aim to have it up a couple of days after the Moogle is available. But regarding this one, I really do hope it did help in some way. If it did, a thumbs up would let me know it did. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. I am doing more living videos along guides, but I do also have a Let's Play series I do with my Jimmy Bonsai character every Wednesday and Saturday, and I do daily Let's Plays as well, so feel free to check them out too. If you've got anything you want to let me know, put it in the comments below. I respond to each and every one of them. For now though, thanks for watching, take it easy, adios.